Hello, welcome back to TSC Talks, the podcast where we talk about tuberous sclerosis complex and other related issues such as intellectual and developmental disabilities and autism. My name is Jill Woodworth and I am your host. It is Friday. We are headed into the Memorial Day weekend. I hope you all have a great weekend. We have the final part 3 in a 3-part series with Julie Comeaux, who is a education parent mentor and dependent adult transition resource coordinator at the TS Alliance. She has been volunteering with the TS Alliance since 2007. She wears many hats, and she's going to continue to share about her phenomenal advocacy for her son affected by tuberous sclerosis complex, how she got him through high school after homeschooling, pulling him out to homeschool him, and he graduated with an official high school diploma, which is no small accomplishment. So she also fleshes out a little bit how she was able to hire a direct support worker who has made a huge impact on the ability of her son to not only access the academic curriculum in order to be able to obtain a diploma, but as well manage a lot of his TSC related, I'm going to call them TAND or mental health issues, and really make some great progress. So keep open, use your resources, keep tuning in, hit me up if you have questions or want to be on the podcast. Check out our new website. My business partner, Lisa Larson, has built this from scratch. It's a work in progress. I believe it's now www.tsctalks.com, so you can check that out. We're going to be adding resources and new aspects of the website and web platform all the time. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to say, take it away, Julie.
You know, homeschool's proven to be very well. He's graduating this month. Oh my God, we're already here.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So we get to issue his homeschool diploma, which is equivalent to a high school diploma in Louisiana. And do I still feel like he's going to college next year? No. Do I feel like he's going in the next 3 to 4 years? No, I don't think we're there because independence is a struggle right now, which is where we've come in with our direct support worker.
So tell me a little bit about that.
We got approved for children's choice waiver in November.
So wait a minute. Let me just go back just so I can understand it and relate it to what we have here in Massachusetts. Does he get SSI, or did you apply for what we call Department of Developmental Services, which used to be DMR, or they have DMH. Those are the two state.
Yes. Well, he got SSI when he turned 18. Mm-hmm. So he got Medicaid and everything with that. But he had been on the waiver waiting lists. Yeah, before that. Mm-hmm. And at the time we got on the list, of course, it was a long, that whole 5-6 year waiting list thing that everybody talks about.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't experience that because we live in Mass. So
Louisiana changed it to where it was a priority needs based waiver since the time that we were put on the list. So we had a STAR assessment in 2017, and I just said, I don't think we can have somebody be, as much as I needed it, I was like, there's just no way I would trust anybody to do it right now. I wouldn't trust him with somebody right now,
Yeah.
So we're just not in a situation right now where we can do it. So we were assessed really low and didn't have a need. So in November, the stress was hitting me again, and we were out to see the 100 and something train by then. I was just like, I'm exhausted. And I started working in the last year, work from home for Amazon. So I was like, I want to be able to work more. Yeah. And I love my work, and I love what I do.
Good. And you can do it from home. And
I can do it from home. Mm-hmm. But if a train goes by, he wants to leave. I can't just leave work and go do that. So I need some help.
You need some help.
So we got assessed higher, and the need was greater. Of course, he's 19. So I'm like, I really want to work on his independence and relying on other people besides me. And we found somebody advertised on Craigslist. Well, let me step back. We got approved for the Children's Choice Waiver in Louisiana, and that is up to 21 years of age. You can have a direct support worker in the home with the individual. After school is the most common use of that person, but they also have therapies available, like I mentioned before we began here. And so We found this person. We advertised them on Craigslist, and we advertised on Craigslist.
So you advertised and they responded?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. In Louisiana, we can do self-direction. So that's where you hire your person and you control your budget and how much you pay them. And somebody else just does the payroll. I guess,
So who does the payroll? Just for this?
We have
do you have to find that person, or does
fiscal
that
agent? No, it's from the state. It's whoever the state has chosen.
So they
to
assign
do
somebody.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also have a service coordinator through another agency that just kind of is your go-between person and helps you coordinate those things. And they also get their portion out of the budget too. So it's a small portion. So it frees us up to pay this individual more. And we're paying her at the higher end of the spectrum because I know he's going to have the demands of going to see the Amtrak on certain days. But I did not realize the value of having that person to do that until we actually had it in place. It was like, oh, I could stay here and cook instead of going to see a train. What? So yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic, and it's changed him. I don't even know how to begin to describe how much he's changed and progressed. We only have her 10 hours a week right now for the last 2 months while we've been getting the state stuff straight. Today is her first official payday with the state. We've been paying her for 2 months out of pocket, 10 hours a week. Do what you got to do.
Yeah, no, I know. There's no perfect system.
The only personal experience that she had with disabilities or autism was family members or friends who had kids with disabilities. Okay. She has a college degree in general studies, and she's done all kinds of things. She's a drummer in a band, and she's been a costume designer for Mardi Gras costumes. And so she's just one of those does everything. And so she's very creative, which is what I really wanted for Matthew, because you're going to have a really open mind with him.
You do. You need somebody that's able to be spontaneous and creative.
And intuitive. And so I felt like she definitely had those qualities.
So how many people did you interview?
2.
Well, I think you know when you know.
2, because the other 2 didn't show up.
Really?
Yeah, they just didn't show up for the interviews. So, and one of them was highly qualified. She had the CNA. She was in school and had done this job before. She was already in the system. She was on the payroll system and everything already. It would have been easy just to get going with her, but she didn't show up for the interviews. Yep. So qualifications are just, not everything.
They aren't everything. I totally agree.
So
much is personality and
Yeah.
And a good match.
If I could just put in perspective for Matthew, and we moved in this time frame too. In the last 2 months, we've moved.
How did that go?
It went well. It went very well. And our goal was to kind of navigate away from the trains, because I felt like that was going to hold him back from ever being able to go out and pursue a job or any other opportunities, because everything in his world revolved around going to see that train. And we lived a mile away, so he could walk there if he wanted to. It wasn't always the wise choice.
Yeah.
But he would go anyway.
Yeah.
And so, I've walked up to police searching him. So we knew he couldn't go independently anymore, because people if he doesn't respond appropriately or answer the questions appropriately, well, then he must be on something.
Exactly.
Search him, you
know? Yeah. Oh, boy. Assume the
great.
Worst initially.
Yeah. But we did have good officers in the way, and eventually everybody figured out who he was. And
that's good.
And they really only showed up when somebody called. If everybody had just kind of let him sit out there, he wasn't doing anything, The business where he was, he had permission to be there. So just let him be.
Yeah.
But now
it was too much. It became too much of a...
It was very much a compulsion driven to go see those trains. And if he could hear it and he didn't see it, then he would get upset. And I'm going to go sit out there for 2 hours and wait for a train, and it's like, well, that's not the smart thing, but okay, So we moved away to where we couldn't hear those trains so well. And as well, he can take different classes and everything here at the local university. He took a PE class this past semester.
Awesome.
Adaptive PE class, where a kinesiology student was assigned one-on-one with each participant. And they did physical activities once a week. We would just go and they got a measure of how well they progressed and everything. So great experience for those students and great experience for the individuals.
How cool.
Yeah. And it's 10 minutes away from the house. And so he just got back from his gardening class at the university as well. So he takes the class at the university in the same classrooms that I took schools in, my plant science classes in college. So it's kind of cool.
How hard was that to get him into that?
Not hard at all, because it's not through the university. The program that provides it is called Dreams Foundation. And it's directed to individuals with disabilities. That just happens to be the facility where they hold it. So, and then the adaptive PE program was through the kinesiology department at the university. And so you just submitted your application. You let them know all the quirks about your child. You could let them know.
How did you find out? Like that they had something like that?
Just through the grapevine on Facebook. Yeah, different mom groups and disability groups and on every one of them. So now I know which boards to go and look for things.
Which are the best, yeah.
So and he's done music therapy as well near the campus, and so he loves music therapy.
Does he?
Oh, I'd never even imagined he would be that into
What did they
music
do?
therapy. She has a topic each week, like it's transportation or animals or camping or, different topic each week. And so she's got a book that's usually a lyrical type of book. In fact, they're usually songs. The book is usually some sort of song, and I can't think of any of them right now. Like if you read a book about row your boat kind of thing. And they are simple books that he could read himself, certainly, if he wanted to. And so everything has, you've got hand motions that you do and sounds and clapping and noises with your mouth, or we have instruments that we shake whenever we want to make a noise, like a snake or something, and so
it's like interpreting it.
It is interpreting it through the music, yeah. And then we had a craft project that was usually music related. He built a xylophone, a little craft xylophone that he made. That was his pride and joy, was that little xylophone that he made. And he taught himself how to play the Jeopardy theme song on that little bitty xylophone. So
really?
Yes. He loves Jeopardy. So the Jeopardy theme song is in my
car.
Oh yeah. He loves Jeopardy. And oddly enough, it was an obsession where, Mom, it's Jeopardy time. You got to come watch it with me.
It's something that you could do together.
Well, but again, I'm like, well, I'd really rather be doing this.
Exactly.
I've got so much paperwork to do. But I would stop and do it with him. And I'm like, maybe it's just, my opportunity to sit down and
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, and oddly enough, he doesn't watch it with Shannon, with Miss direct support worker. He doesn't watch it at all with her.
Really?
I'm like, you can watch Jeopardy with him, and he doesn't watch it at all with her.
He's got better things to do with her, I guess.
Yeah, well, he loves Minecraft, and he builds constantly in Minecraft, and of course, he loves to show off everything he makes. That's his thing, and she's just, that's so cool, dude. That's just who she is.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I can't do that, So he loves it.
It's like a real peer relationship in some ways too.
But when we ride in the car, he always rides in the front seat. And the first time we went to the PE class with Miss Shannon, he had her ride in the front seat.
Wow.
And my husband is not even allowed to ride in the front seat of his car. And we don't know why. Does he get car sick? We don't know. So we just don't debate it. We just whatever,
you pick your battles. Yeah, absolutely.
But he just let her ride in the front seat. And one day, the Amtrak, it was time to go see the Amtrak, and he comes out of his room and he says, I feel like hanging out at the house instead.
Did you almost faint?
I almost fainted.
I bet.
I almost fainted. I was like, holy cow. I've been telling him for years, you don't have to go see every train. You don't have to go see every train, And here she comes in and he's like, I think I just want to hang out with Shannon. He wanted to hang out with her. He wanted to hang out with her instead of going to see the train. So he didn't want to inconvenience her with the train. And I'm like, wait, what?
Wow.
So the difference that she has made, it's everything I had hoped it would be, but I did not expect it was really going to be fruitful.
Well, it's hard to anticipate that because, so many things just don't come out really well. You just never know. I will say that, I don't know if it's a similar kind of program, but like the waiver program, but my daughter it's a shared living program. So she's with another caregiver, and it was terrifying. And there was a matchmaking process, and